This is Heather, and I wanted to talk to you guys and come out clean with you guys about some things. Some people have commented and be like, get a job, work for an organic farm, or counsel people who are addicted to drugs and be a rehab counselor, or do this or do that, and they have all these wonderful ideas. And I don't have a job right now. I do own an LLC. Oh, Skype, sorry. I do own an LLC called Eden Cultures, and I started it because I was selling kefir grains on Amazon.com and also referring products on Amazon through like an Amazon store to like my friends and family. They always called me and asked me, what supplement should I use, or what should I do, or what do you think is this, and so I was like, broke and just out of college, and I said, hey, maybe I could earn money for giving this advice. There's ants. Oh, fire ants. We moved out in the country, and I won't put pesticides down. Anyways, oh my god, they're attacking. There's their little bed. I'm going to have to scoot my bed over past theirs because they don't like me there. There. Maybe they'll leave me alone now. I'm so one with nature, you guys. Okay, point being, freaking fire ant. It's going to hurt a blister now. There. Point being, I don't sell kefir grains anymore, and I had actually expanded into kombucha cultures for SCOBY, like a SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, and you would ferment tea in it, and I would usually use green tea. Always organic, organic sugar, and I would make this fermented probiotic enriched tea. And I didn't sell the tea, and I didn't sell the kefir milk. Well, I take that back. I did sell the kefir milk at a local food co-op for a little while. I made cherry kefir, and I made it as possibly fresh and wonderful as it could be. And it was wonderful, and then Rawsome Foods got raided in California, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh. And actually, that's how I started selling on Amazon, is I had so many kefir grains because I was making so much kefir and sharing it with people, and that I started selling my kefir grains. And then when I started selling my kefir grains, I was like, okay, I'm actually making a good living right now. Like, I should claim this on taxes. I'm a patriotic American. That's when I started the LLC. I was like, I better just make this official. Like, it seemed to happen naturally. It was after my mom died, and that's what I was doing with my grief. I was trying to do something good, and so I made it official, made it an LLC in like March of 2011, although I backdated like the tax, whatever, to January. So it's almost like it started last year. So this is like coming to a close of the second year of Eden Cultures, and I don't know anything about business, so whatever. I've worked in a lot of restaurants, so I know a lot about hospitality and food safety and alcohol safety, and I worked in cell phone companies. So I know about technology, and I have a musical theater degree, so I sing, dance, and act, and took some directing as well. And I also have a pre-med degree, exercise science. So if you combine the singing and the exercise, hey, maybe one day I'll make this really cool exercise video. So the point that I wanted to talk about today was career versus family, a real feminist perspective. I think I'm a real feminist. Like, I think something went really wrong with the feminist movement. Women wanted the choice to be able to work and to make the same amount of money, and I get that. I totally get that, especially when, like, the culture was different back then. More people were married, and some of these women were in abusive relationships and wanted to leave their husband and know that they could support their kids and not be with their whatever, this abusive guy. And being able to say that to a man is important to a woman. No woman wants a man to say, you need me. So put up with my shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? No woman wants to hear that. But something went wrong, and our inherent feminine power, somehow got traded for that. Because now I feel like I'm a mother, and I will take as many children as the Creator gives me, okay? I'm a mother of one right now. And I find that ever since I had a kid, getting a job is an entirely different thing, you know? It's like, do you work full-time and have your child in public school and aftercare? Do you make enough money to have a nanny? You know, because what happens in that aftercare? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are they teaching your child in this public school? Is it something that you want your child to learn? Like, or do you want, you know, your child to learn something maybe more like your perspective? I'm kind of a control freak, and I want to have control over my son's education. And because I feel as though the teachers are great, don't get me wrong, but they're very restricted. They're very restricted in what they can say and what they can do, and they have to teach by the book. Like, I feel as though we're all given these little certificates or licenses so that we can fit into these little molds, and our children are being taught to fit into these little molds, and these molds, I feel, are very restrictive. I feel that when I go to a job and work for a large corporation, I have to fit into this mold. Or I feel that when, you know, whatever, you go work for anybody, they want that to be your life. And that's what I wanted to talk about, is the new feminist movement, and I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while. You know, jobs used to have childcare right there, and a woman could, you know, have her career and have her kid nearby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally have a goal of getting a graduate degree and continuing to homeschool my kid at the same time. And getting a graduate degree probably in biochemistry or nutrition or naturopathy or something in the general realm of physiology and nutrition, which is what I'm obsessed with. But I don't want to give up my maternal power. I don't want to give that up, and it seems to go from one extreme to the other. Are you staying at home and you don't have a job at all? Because people go, oh, she homeschools and she has a kid. You know, her husband's going into the military, whatever. We're not going to hire her. She's a spouse of a military person? No. Oh, he's a military person? He could leave at any moment. We're not going to give him a good job. You know, I see that too. And so Eden Cultures was supposed to be my way to do both of that, to balance career and family, so I could continue to homeschool my kid and take my kid to work. Because I think, no offense, I think women should be able to do that. And if you are a woman, you have a job where you can take your freaking kid to work, and it's like not a huge deal. Yeah, I did that when I worked at Bonefish. They wanted me to go to a meeting on a Friday. I was like, okay, but my 2-year-old's coming. And I did that. So that was a good job. Of course, they serve food that now I realize probably has GMOs in it, and now I have this whole new level because of genetically modified organisms and because of the medical calling that's going on, and I just believe it's a medical calling. Like, the experimentation is at its max, the hesitation is at a minimum, and whoever comes out ahead must be genetically superior, so ha ha ha. That's how I feel our medical system works. And anyway, to make it even more personal, you know, we've been in a way of uncertainty in my family for a 1.5 years now. My husband was in medical school, and he had to deal with the Army to pay for it, and he dropped out in the end of his first year. He withdrew. He hated it. He struggled. We had, like, these family issues the first year. My mom died right 2 months after he started, and then the first day that he was in medical school, I was 4 hours away in the emergency room after having a miscarriage. So that's got him started off on the right foot. And then he watched my mom die of cancer. So, like, ooh, I'm sure medicine really gives him a positive taste in his mouth. But, yeah, he struggled that year. It was a hard year for us. And he withdrew, and I think we both agree now that that's for the best because, anyway. So the Army, you know, he's going in. They paid his tuition, and he's paying them back, and he's serving his country, and honestly, I think he's going to love it because he's such a hands-on guy. I'm like picking fire ants off. I don't want to kill them, but if they're actually attacking me, I'm going to kill them. The individuals, not the whole bed with poison. The individual ant. Okay. Anyway, I think he's going to love it. But as far as me and my career and balancing that, I'm at a standstill because Once Rawsome Foods got raided, I didn't sell kefir grains anymore, and then I focused on the scobies. I developed my own labels. I found FDA-approved jars. Not that that means much, but they were glass. I shipped them in glass. I thermal insulated them. I used all organic. There was no GMO, nothing. And I think the labels were cute, too. I finally ended up having a printer print them because to do that all in-house was just ridiculous. And I was selling on Amazon. I was getting good reviews. I always guaranteed my product. Then I set up a store, and I was like, bam! Okay, now I'm going to write an article, and then they can buy this product, because what else am I going to do with my health degree when I got a job at a physical therapy office, and I couldn't shut up? Like, I have medical diarrhea of the mouth, okay? Like, health advice, just... I should call this black market health advice. Like, I thought of that earlier. Changed my page to black market health. But anyway, like... I was told, that I could be sued because this lady had food allergies, and I personally was overcoming food allergies, and had just joined the Weston A. Price Foundation and had gotten a blood panel that showed all my allergies, and was working with increasing my cholesterol. That one was a spider. Was working with increasing my cholesterol and which was helping my overall inflammatory response and all kinds of cool things. Anyway, all I said was, there's a blood panel you can get, and my boss just, lost it. And I had the worst experience there. HIPAA was just a joke, okay? It was this one lady that was a therapist that owned the place. She drank, 6 cups of coffee a day, and she just was, the most unhappy person. She didn't have any kids. She was just so unhappy, and you could tell because she had to fight Medicaid all the time. They'd be like, this person doesn't need that. They're 70. Why are you trying to help them? And she's like, she really was doing a good thing with the patients and giving great therapy. But as far as her being miserable and nice to us, no way. But I understand why. I mean, she was just business. And that was fine, except for when she told me my degree was worthless on my second day. I have a pre-physical therapy degree, a bachelor's, but when she got her physical therapy license, it was just a bachelor's in physical therapy. But now a bachelor's in physical therapy doesn't exist because the insurance companies, so exercise science is basically, if I had gotten it 10 years ago, I would be a physical therapist. So I was a little bit resentful toward her saying that to me because, hey, she was telling people wrong things, when to exhale at the wrong time, and she had one of her techs in there, telling some guy to push his neck forward, which is pinching those nerves. He should be chucking his chin back, not scooping forward, which I'm classically guilty of doing that because I had a previous whiplash injury. But so I've tried working in the medical field. I have a pre-medical degree. It doesn't work because I will say things, and I will not inject people with vaccines, and I will not get injected with a vaccine. My husband was in medical school. Do you see the problem? Okay, so he's not now. He's going in the Army, which he was going to be in the Army anyway. He was going to owe them 4 years after medical school, and now he just owes them 4 years after 1 year of medical school. And we could be anywhere in a few months, and people are different about hiring military. So he couldn't get a good job after that, because he had to it's federal law, you have to put it on the application. And as soon as they saw he was a reserve status, because that's what he became, was a reserve status until they called him active or whatever. No. He had a Pizza Hut manager, who was going to try to be a delivery boy, which not that we would ever even eat Pizza Hut, but that's how desperate we are for work. After my husband with 1 year of medical school, okay? The guy told him he wasn't stable enough. He's like, I just, failed out of medical school. I need a job. The Army's going to be calling me. They wouldn't hire. Pizza delivery. So where do you get, okay, so he's supposed to lie? You know what I mean? So the military marks you, too. And I don't like that. Don't mark the military. Just ant on my computer. Support the military. And it shouldn't be just the military that we're joining. We should be joining Congress. We should be joining the debates to make a difference. And so here I am, a female with a kid. I'm homeschooling. My husband's in the military, and this is the best I can do. And I'm sorry if you guys think I'm a total bum. I really don't want to be a bum. And so I've made this resolution. Finally, I'm getting to it for all of you. I'm going to make a video every morning through Photo Booth. I'm not going to do my cheesy little pink ribbons and stupid stuff because I'm not an editor, okay? I'm going to make a video every morning and I'm just going to put it up. And I'm going to talk about these things. And today, yeah, career and family. I think women should be able to bring their kids to work. And I think that women should be treated with more respect as being powerful human beings without having to give up their feminine selves. Like, why do I have to wear a big fat push-up bra and put chemicals on my face? Why do I have to do that to get a job? Are the men doing that? Are they wearing 3-inch heels and freaking suppressing their balls? You know what I'm saying? Are they like suppressing their balls and going to work? No, they're putting on a fucking suit. Excuse my language. The point is, women are not treated equally. And they shouldn't be treated equally, but in a different way. We are the child bearers. You can't change that unless you're going to take drugs or surgery. And I'm just not one of those people. Like I said, I'm going to take as many children as the Creator gives me. But I still want a career. I still want a graduate degree. I had just finished turning in my application to this new San Diego campus at Bastyr University for their naturopathic doctor program when we found out that the Army called my husband for active duty. We had finally given up and said, forget getting a living. I'm going to go for what I really want. And I applied, and then the Army called. It's amazing, but that's how it is in the military. And, you know, I understand one of the other people was like, you're crazy, you're in the military. Well, when we got married and he signed that deal and we were going off to medical school and then I was going to be a naturopath a few years later after we had our designated 2 more kids, like we had all these plans and hopes and dreams and they didn't work out. Like, listen to my song Selling My Stuff on Amazon. Like, that was right when he dropped out, like on my other channel. That's another thing. I started selling things on Amazon, like his med school books, and that's what I was talking about, like selling our stuff. It was his med school books. They got us like our whole rent 1 month because they were so worth so much money, and we sold them for rent and food while we were trying to figure out what we were doing. Amazon really pulled my family through. And so, yes, I'm still an Amazon associate. I have an Amazon store. If you go to EdenCultures.com and click on Shop Safely, if you buy supplements there, I will get a commission. You're still going to get less than retail. It's not going to cost you any more to go straight to Amazon. So, like, if I talk about something and you're like, oh, yeah, go buy the supplement from my store. Like, I tried really hard to put valuable things on there. I need to add a couple things, and I just reorganized it, so that's cool. But I have that, and then I have some articles on EdenCultures.com. I'm not as much of a writer as I am a talker, so I think this new video thing is going to work for me, and I'm going to keep doing this until I have a job, until someone pays me, or until YouTube pays me. So there you go, and I'm going to go and enjoy this Friday afternoon with my child, who doesn't have school on Fridays because he works through the summer, so we don't spend the first month of school reviewing either, so he's ahead. See, homeschool is different, and sometimes it's better. Sometimes. Just a thought. Anyway, have a wonderful day, everybody, and thanks for joining me in my backyard, and the neighbors mowing, and the birds chirping, and the fire ants biting, and the spiders hopping. So I'm going to go.